Hello. Okay, so today I would like to talk a little bit about, or hopefully a little bit about, me and my journey learning German. I have not really practiced what I was gonna say or like thought about what I was gonna say really. I kind of wanted to just come on here and just kind of give you the rundown. So I started out with learning on Duolingo. And after probably a couple units in, I think well, maybe not. I don't know. I have been watching German TV shows some. I've watched some German movies. I did some Lingoda actually on German, which Lingoda is like, if you attend all your classes, you get a lot of money back and stuff like that. And it's like daily classes with teachers that are native to the German language. Well, most of them are native. They're all very fluent in German though. Anyways, so first let's go ahead and talk about where I'm at on my German journey, and then I also want to talk about my experience with Lingoda some as well. So I have been learning German now. Actually, ich habe circa 10 Monate Deutsch gelernt. Hm. Ähm, und mein Wortschatz ist klein und mein Grammatik ist sehr schlecht. So my vocabulary is still small and my grammar is awful. I really struggle at like placing words together, and honestly, my vocabulary isn't as small as it may come off as. It's just like there are some like small connecting words I need to finish sentences, and I can't finish them. I mean, I probably could get by with not saying some connecting words, and people would know what I meant. Um, but I think I could like if I went to McDonald's, ich mochte zwei Cheeseburger, ohne Gherken und ohne Senf, ähm, und ein klein Pommes und ein klein Coke. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly how you would order at McDonald's in Germany, but like I think I could probably order from McDonald's and get by with it. I think I could probably check into a hotel. I think I could probably order from a restaurant. I could probably ask where something is at a grocery store. The thing I really struggle with currently is still small talk, which Lingoda did actually teach me a lot of, like, ordering at McDonald's, ordering at not specifically McDonald's, but restaurants or grocery stores. They taught a lot of stuff like that. So that was very helpful. And it did teach me some things with grammar that I didn't think of before. I will say my personal journey, something that has helped me personally, is to compare a lot of things that are confusing me to English, because English comes from the same foundation as German. So, I would compare, say, genders are confusing me in some way or something. I'll compare it to when we had genders in Old or Middle English. Um, I've been comparing a lot of those things because some things, even though we don't use those in English still, we've still heard of and we're kind of familiar ish with. So that has helped. Now, I do want to touch a little bit about Lingoda. If for anyone that is learning any language, what is my opinion of Lingoda? So, with Lingoda, I had an interesting experience, honestly. There was. I definitely don't regret taking it. I'm glad that I did. I definitely learned a lot, but I don't know that I would take it again just because I feel like there are other services that are more flexible. It was really hard to attend classes to be able to get your money back, and you feel very pressured to because it's a lot of money you're spending. Lingoda is really expensive if you don't end up getting your money back, and it's really hard to attend all of them and follow the sprint rules, and it's actually kind of intimidating. I did not end up passing because before the sprint starts, there's a couple different actually sheets that show the rules for the sprint, and the one that's the most accessible doesn't show all the rules. There's one that's like kind of harder to find and it shows more rules. And on that sheet, it showed one of the rules that I broke, which is that you can't already have credits on your account before the sprint starts. So you sign up for the sprint, and I had like a month I think before it started. So I bought 5 credits, and did 5 classes before the sprint even started. And like I said, there is at least 2 different versions of the rules, and one is easier to find. I bet that's on purpose, and the other one is harder to find. That has a lot more of the rules on it. And on that second one that has more rules, that is the one where it says that you can't have credits on your account before and stuff. So very sad, especially after going through all that. And also some of the teachers I had, like specifically the very first class I took, the introductory basic, like I already knew some from Duolingo, obviously, but I wanted to take the very earliest one possible just to kind of dip my toes into it. I'd never really talked to someone in German ever that knew what I was saying, anyways. And so I was like, I'm gonna take the beginner class. Like they was supposed to teach you how to say hello, yes, no, things like that. Like I already knew those, but I was like, I'm gonna take that anyways. So the people taking this class, in theory, shouldn't really know anything hardly. Like you should be teaching them things. That's what that class was meant for. However, the teacher several times at me and at other students kept getting mad, and this is a theme I had in other classes in A1.1 as well, where they would speak only German, which is fine, as long as you're not going to get mad that the person doesn't understand what you're saying or that they can't speak everything in German to you if they don't know it. Like if you're teaching, like there would be lessons that would teach you how to count to 10 or something like that. I don't think or maybe I took that one. I can't remember. I already knew how to count to 100, 1,000 though, and all that stuff. But they would teach you something like that, and they would expect you to know it before they even taught it. Like that's what the lesson was supposed to teach you, though. They need to teach you that and then quiz you on it. Like it was really bizarre to me how a lot of the teachers would handle it, and they would get mad that you didn't already know things before. I just feel like they would expect you to know more than you was at. Like if you was at A1.1, I feel like they expected you to be at a B1.1. Like it was kind of bizarre to me. There was some teachers obviously who was amazing, and I didn't have that problem with. And thank you so much to those teachers. And it is one of those things where you can, if you book it in advance, you can see. I always would try to book with classes that already existed. That way I could know who the teacher was going to be, because there was definitely some teachers that I wanted to avoid. And you can kind of learn those more over time. It's definitely something that I wouldn't like unrecommend to someone, but I definitely think that it's important to know what you're getting into and to know that you might be expected to be at a higher level than you're actually at. I haven't used italki yet. I've thought about it, but I feel like italki seems a little bit more flexible, and I think that that would maybe be better just because that seems like more one of those things of like, it would just be easier. Like anytime on Lingoda when I had a one-on-one class, because no one else booked that. So like if you use a group credit to book a class, which is what you get on the sprint, if no one else happens to book it, then it's a one-on-one. And any of those, I was obviously really nervous about because I get social anxiety and stuff. And it was actually more anxiety to me to be in a one-on-one, because I'm like, there was like the class at the end of A1.1. I think it was a teacher who lived in France and this was from Germany, and she was so nice. The whole lesson was supposed to be like basically to wrap up everything you learned in 1.1, and it was really cool to be able to have conversations with her, and we did some role plays of like grocery store, restaurant, and stuff like that, to be able to pull that off. But when it got to the small talks where I struggled there as well, and she handled it really nicely, thankfully. But I will say, like, it was challenging. I'm like, I don't do well with small talk in English, let alone in a language that I don't know a lot of the words is that I feel like I should. But anyways, it wasn't a terrible experience. I would consider maybe doing it again in the future. Probably won't though. I probably, if I was going to spend money on something like that, it would probably be italki. But anyways, yeah. I am at the level to where I can talk about weather too. I don't think I said that in earlier. I can talk about weather. I can order at a restaurant. I can ask where something is at a supermarket. I can check into a hotel. I guess weather is small talk, but like I can ask where someone comes from, like the country. I can ask what time it is. Wie spät ist es? Was ist das Wetter heute? Um, I can maybe talk a little bit about my hobbies and interests. I'm not really too sure about that, but I definitely am not past A1.1 still. And I guess it's important for me. I've actually recorded these a couple times, and I always feel like I go on, and I probably am going to in this one, but you know what? We're just going to upload it anyways because I love watching these kind of videos and people learning the Spanish, French, German, whatever the language is. It's so interesting to me and fascinating. I want to learn as many languages as possible. German is my main focus right now. I am currently learning other languages as well, a little bit on the side. Um, but with that being said, it is important to note that, um, you know, don't expect to be at a C or a B level even within the first year. Most of this time I've been working a full time job. Most of the time I actually just was learning German. I actually just recently, in the last like month and a half or so, added some side languages on because I want to learn as many languages as possible. And I was kind of getting burnt out with German for a second. But anyways, it's important to know, yeah, like, mein Deutsch ist nicht die besser. I don't even know if that sentence is correct. I don't know. I've actually experienced twice now where I've met someone in person at work that was from Germany, and someone would enter because everyone knows I'm learning German in my like IRL, and they'll be like, "Oh, this family's from Germany," and I'm like, I don't even have the capacity to make small talk with someone in English. I have no idea what to say. Um, I neither time spoke to them in German. Thankfully, the person didn't tell them I knew German because, like I said before, mein Deutsch ist. How do you say my German is at A1.1? Mein Deutsch ist bei? Mein Deutsch ist A1.1? Vielleicht. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Maybe I will do another update at the year 2 mark, maybe the 18-month mark. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I really want to make other German content on here other than these occasional updates because I am going to make mistakes. And that's a thing, I guess, too, when you're learning languages. Like, you will make mistakes. I make mistakes in English all the time, and that's my native language. So, but anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you learning a language? Where are you at in your journey? Come see me on Twitch. I do stream Duolingo on there a lot, so we can learn together. My side project languages as well. I learned German, obviously. I side project Spanish, side project French, side project Korean. I might occasionally do a Duolingo lesson and something else, but those are the ones that I'm currently doing. I think. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully I will update you guys again, and I will see you later. Bye.